A warm greetings to everyone. Today my seminar topic was about capital sector theories. In this I am going to explain about the introduction, what are the key theories involved and what are those key theories, and finally end up with the conclusion. But what is capital structure theory? Capital structure theory refers to the mix of debt and equity that a company uses to finance its operations and growth. It also plays a crucial role in determining a firm's risk, return and overall financial stability. Theories of capital structure aim to explain how firms choose their capital structure and how it affects their values. Next, let us move into key theories. First theory is Moody-Clanny-Miller theory. In a perfect market, the value of a company is unaffected by capital structure. This means that the mix of debt and equity does not influence the total value of the firm. The cost of equity increases as a company takes on more debt, but the overall cost of company remains constant. Let's move into a second theory, that is trade-off theory. This theory suggests that firms balance the benefits of debt with the cost of debt, which is bankruptcy, risk and financial distress. Tax shield is nothing but it is an interest on debt is tax deductible, which reduces the firm's taxable income. And bankruptcy cost, as a company increases its debt, the risk of financial distress and bankruptcy increases, which may offset the tax benefit. And also firms will aim to find an optimal capital structure by balancing these factors. Example for trade-off theory is Apple's debt strategy for growth and payback. This means Apple used strategies of debt to maximize their returns. Third theory is pecking order theory. This theory argues that companies prefer to finance their operation using internal funds, that is retained earnings first. If external financing is required, firms prefer debt over equity, as issuing new equity can signal weakness or undervaluation. This theory also assumes asymmetric information, where managers have more information about the firm's value than external investors. Next theory is agency relationship theory. This theory focuses on the conflicts of interest between different stakeholders in a firm, primarily between managers, that is agents, and shareholders, that is principals of the company. Debt as a monitoring device. That means debt can also act as a tool to reduce the free cash flow available to managers, thereby decreasing the livelihood of wasteful expenditures. These agency costs arise when there is a conflict of interest between shareholders. For example, let us assume managers may prefer less debt to avoid personal finance risk, while shareholders may want more debt for the tax shield and higher returns. Next theory is net income method. The value of a firm can be increased by using more debt in its capital structure, as debt is usually cheaper than equity. The cost of debt is constant regardless of the level of debt, and the cost of equity remains constant. Taxes exist and interest of debt is tax deductible. Some of the key points of net income method is it increases the debt, reduces the weighted average cost of capital. As weighted average cost of capital decreases, the value of firm increases. More debt means higher financial leverage, leading to a higher return for equity shareholders. Next method is net operating method. It means the value of the firm and its weighted average cost of capital are independent of the capital structure. Its assumption means changes in the debt-equity ratio do not affect the firm's overall cost of capital. The cost of debt is constant. As debt increases, the cost of equity rises to offset the risk, keeping the weighted average cost of capital unchanged. Key takeover. The firm's value is determined solely by its operating income and not its functioning and not its financing mix. Increasing debt does not increase the total value of the firm because higher equity cost offset the savings from cheaper debt. Next method is traditional method. There exists an optimal capital structure where the value of the firm is maximized and the weighted average cost of capital is minimized. Debt is cheaper than equity initially, but excessive debt increases financial risk. Moderate levels of debt reduce weighted average cost of capital and increases firm's value. Beyond a certain point, additional debt arises the weighted average cost of capital due to higher bankruptcy and financial distress cost. Key points. At first, increasing debt lowers weighted average cost of capital because of the tax shield benefit. After the optimal point, the cost of equity and debt both increase, rising weighted average cost of capital. The firm must balance the benefit of debt with the risk of financial distress. And finally, conclusion. Capital structure decision depends on taxes, risks and market conditions. No single theory explains all decisions. In this takeaway, firms customize strategies based on their own unique needs. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.